is the movie that I have been waiting for from DC. Hey guys, it's Kristen and today we're talking about DC's latest film, Shazam. Let's get into it. So Shazam is about a foster kid named Billy Batson who's given the power to turn into an adult superhero by shouting one word: Shazam! Now Billy is up against the evil Dr. Sivana who wants to take his magical abilities. But Billy's still a kid at heart and we get to see this origin story of him figuring out his powers that's also a coming of age story about family and finding where you belong. Give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you like my videos, and of course drop down in the comments so we can talk about Shazam together. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Now this is a film that I've been really anticipating. I loved the trailers for Shazam. I thought they looked absolutely hilarious, and I have to say, I was not disappointed. This is the movie that I have been waiting for from DC, and I really think that they pulled out all the stops and really brought it. There were some scenes where I laughed out loud, where I literally jumped. I was just really impressed by the heart of this film. It had an edginess to it, and there were definitely some twists and surprises that I was not expecting as an audience member. First of all, I thought this film was paced really well, and I think they had a very solid script. I love that they gave both equal time to Billy's story and journey as this lone wolf foster kid, to finding his place within a family and having that experience inform the superhero origins of Shazam. There were moments or lines or themes that were repeated throughout the film, but in a way that really felt impactful and that really showed the importance of those moments rather than feeling overdone. Zachary Levi was perfect in this role and had this wonderful energy where you really believed him as a kid in an adult superhero's body. It was like Big but with a superhero twist. I think they did a really great job showing us this new and refreshing origin story that we haven't really seen before in the superhero genre. And I love that they had the characters do realistic things that kids would probably do if they randomly became superheroes. You know, it wasn't all saving people. They learn about what Billy's powers are by doing tests and posting the videos on YouTube. They save a convenience store from being robbed and then take snacks as a reward. Billy even ends up becoming sort of a street performer of sorts, using his powers to make money. We get to see Billy go on this journey before he really figures out how to be a hero, and the catalyst that really changes everything for him is this idea of family. That's another thing that I really loved about this film. I think the foster family that Billy ends up staying with is awesome. It wasn't just a side story. I felt like that was where the true heart of the film was. The parents and the siblings were great. They all got to have their own moments. I really loved the dynamic between Billy and Freddie, and I thought what was really cool there is that the dynamic really was solid throughout the performances, whether it was Zachary Levi or Asher Angel taking on the role of Billy. And Darla, oh my gosh, she was so adorable! I just really love this family. And all of that made the third act of this film even more awesome when Billy embraces these people as his own family. Another thing that I really loved about this film is that it is truly a film for the superhero lover. There were so many references to other DC heroes, and maybe even a little cameo, and even to the themes and origins of what makes a superhero. On the other side of things, I wasn't a huge fan of the way that the story progressed with Billy and his real mom. I was really glad that they tackled that story in general, but I feel like there were some holes, especially on the mom's end, that just didn't make sense with the story. I also really enjoyed the action sequences. I thought they did a great job there, but I will say towards the very end, it did start getting a little bit dizzying, and I felt like it was going a little bit too long, but that could just be, you know, my own preference. And I also thought that there were a couple of scenes, especially in Shazam's kind of castle or kingdom, where the scenes just visually were a little bit too dark for me to see, so I wish that they had been a little bit brighter, but that's again just like a preference thing. I also think they did a really great job setting up our villain early on in the film, seeing his experience as a child, but I was hoping to see a little bit more depth with him as an adult other than just, I want power. Now you know it's not a Kristen video unless we get into a little bit of spoilers, so I do want to talk about the end of this film and talk a little bit about the end credits, so there are some spoilers coming. You have been warned. So towards the end of this film, we see Billy thinking back towards a moment that he had with the wizard Shazam and realizes that he needs to kind of share the wealth, share the power, and he ends up passing along his abilities to his new foster siblings to help him. Side note there though, how did he know that doing that wouldn't just strip him of his powers? Clearly Dr. Sivana wanted him to do the same thing in order to take his abilities, so I don't know how he knew it would be okay, but regardless, everything works out, and I thought it was just really cool that we got to see Billy and his foster siblings all become kind of this superhero family together. And as they become adult superheroes like Billy did, we get to see some really cool cameos that I was not expecting at all, from Adam Brody, Megan Good, Ross Butler, who played the adult versions of these superheroes. They really kept that a surprise. It was so epic. I was not expecting that. I was so excited. And that, combined with one of the end credit scenes, really hints at a sequel. And I have to say, I really enjoyed seeing Mr. Mind, aka the Caterpillar, aka he's really like an alien worm, come into the picture during that end credit scene. It was actually funny because I had noticed him in the beginning of the film, and I noticed that he disappeared, and I was like, oh okay, like where'd the caterpillar go? And now we get to see what's going on with that. It was just the perfect amount of funny because you don't expect this little evil caterpillar to come out of nowhere and try to recruit Dr. Savan for like an evil team up. This now sets up a potential sequel to have this new superhero family go up against the Monster Society of Evil, and I really would love to see that. When it comes down to it, I was really impressed by Shazam. Yes, there are a few holes. I mean, the only reason the wizard picks Billy to be his champion is because he's out of options, not necessarily because he's pure of heart. But I do think that as the story goes on, we get to see Billy come into his own, and that he is deserving of being a hero, and especially deserving of having a family to call his own. And while this is a hilarious superhero origin story, I think the family aspect is the heart and soul of this film. My opinion? Shazam is the best DC movie in recent years. If you like this video, make sure to go check out my other movie reviews over here and drop down in the comments to continue the conversation. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about Shazam. See ya!